When Jeff called me or emailed me earlier this week and said, hey, I want you to get up and give a little speech for the chartering ceremony, I was honored. I was also excited. I rushed home, went in my office, started writing my speech. My wife came home later and said, what are you doing? I said, I'm writing a speech I have to give on Saturday. It's kind of important. It's a chartering ceremony. She says, what's it on? Well, it's on what Toastmasters has meant to me. So I basically have to give my opinion of what Toastmasters has meant to me. While she's walking out of the room, she says, wow, give your opinion, huh? 3 to 5 minutes? That shouldn't be a problem. Toastmasters to me has meant 3 things: communication, working on communications, repetition, and preparation. Brian Tracy, one of my favorite authors and speakers, he said, if you're willing to work on your communication skills, it will increase the quality of every aspect of your life. We're in a quality and an advanced quality class right now, and Professor Hare, he talks about quality every single class, how quality and communication are the 2 things that really propels your business. Also, Jeff alluded to the fact that, yes, I'm going to be attending Syracuse University hopefully next summer to get my doctoral degree in information technology management. Now that degree is, your dissertation, it has to be defended against 3 tenured professors at the end. Now, you have to have communication skills. Next is repetition. Another great speaker that I listen to all the time is Zig Ziglar. And we've all heard repetition is the mother of all learning. Well, Zig takes it even further. He says repetition is the mother of all learning, but it's also the father of activity and the architect of achievement. Repetition and practice, getting up here every couple of weeks and doing this is really helping. The last thing I want to talk about is preparation. You have to be able to prepare for a speech here because they're timed. Bobby Knight was interviewed once and they asked him, they said, hey, your will to win seems to be higher than everybody else's will to win. What do you attribute that to? He says, well, it's not my will to win. He said, everybody has the will to win. Very few have the will to prepare to win. And my dad, I talked about him in my first speech, he always simplifies things for me. He would always tell me growing up, hey, if you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. Now, the story Jeff was talking about, I'm going to close with that. I work at the airport and I work for the Federal Security Director. Now, I was asked recently to give her a presentation on a database that a couple of database administrators they wanted to implement at the airport. They said, Chris, we want you to do it because you have a way with explaining technology so that she'll be able to understand it. I said, okay, I'll do it. So I started preparing my presentation, normally like I used to do with PowerPoint. Halfway through it, I said, you know what, I think I'm going to change this up a little bit. I'm going to prepare it just like I would a Toastmaster speech. So I called the Federal Security Director, set up the appointment, and I said, ma'am, listen, I'm only going to be in your office about 10 to 15 minutes because everything's timed here. And I started the presentation, and at the end of the presentation, I said, ma'am, we have a problem here with the databases. And there was a quote by Einstein, and he said, you can't solve a problem at the same level of thinking that that problem was created. And I said, this problem with our databases was created before you or I got here. So the level of thinking was a lot lower. Now that you and I are here with your leadership and my technical expertise, the level has increased exponentially. She liked that and said, Chris, you know what? This speech or this thing that you put together, it should be, you should take this to our next FSD meeting in DC. And I said, well, I tell you what, I can create some slides for you so you can be able to present that. Because there's about 250 federal security directors throughout the country. They meet twice a year in DC. She says, no, you don't understand. I want you to go and give the speech. And that's what Toastmasters is.